This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
This episode is brought to you by Casper Mattresses.
Oh.
Correct response.
Thank you.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, is my co-host, Nick Mason. Are you ready to go, Mason?
Yes,
or are you feeling slow?
Oh.
I asked you that before the show, and I thought, what a great bit. Why waste it when you could include it as content?
All our conversations are content now.
That's true.
Everything we contemplate saying to each other in person. We're like, should we have some interpersonal interaction
Nah.
or should we save it for the show?
There's a lot of half-finished sentences and
Yep.
thoughts and feelings.
There's a lot of one of us opening their mouth and like holding their finger up as if to make a point, and then the other person's like gives the expression of like, the show though? The show though? The show though.
And then it's in the show.
Then it's in the show. And that one, perfect.
But-
definitely do not leave that on the cutting room floor. Put it in the show.
You didn't answer my question. Are you feeling slow or are you ready to go?
I can be both.
You can be both.
Actually, that's not true. I had an espresso and I had a Coke before I got here, so I am
wow.
flying.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, that should wear off.
That's
about
all I've had.
40 minutes. Really, for today? That's all you've eaten?
Oh, that's all I've had today.
This is going to
yeah.
be very interesting.
Isn't it, though? Is there going to be a slump? Or will I never have a slump again?
I feel like there's going to be a slump in the movie we talk about today.
Oh, yeah, that's going to do it. If anything is going to ruin 2 days' worth of caffeine, it's going to be the movie we talk about later.
So Swamp Thing is cancelled.
Immediately.
They had one episode out.
Yeah.
People were wondering whether they were going to finish the series. They are. They're going to do all 10. But then, as we know, it was 13 and then they cut it short.
Yeah, right. So they're going to have to do maybe some creative editing? Or is it?
I think it's already...
They've filmed most of it. Okay,
yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
But is that... I guess the last couple of episodes are going to have to sort of truncate 13
Yeah.
episodes into a satisfying conclusion at episode 10.
I think it's like this. The rumor is that it's like a bit of a cliffhanger, because there
Terrific.
were 3 more episodes to
Yeah, right.
so finish.
Okay, so this isn't a situation where the first episode's come out and the reaction's been so bad that they're like, this
quite
is
the
done. This
quite
is
the opposite.
This isn't an Australia's naughtiest home video situation where the episode aired and the head of the network saw it and was like, what the bloody hell's going on here?
During the
Cancel this.
episode.
Yeah, and was like, get rid of this, get this off air.
Poor Doug Mulray,
Absolutely.
who hosted that show.
That's
I love a specific Australian reference
so
that nobody
specific,
gets.
that one. Oh my
Except
God.
maybe Charlie Clausen gets it.
Oh, he'll get it. He'll be like, love it. He'll stop what he's doing. He'll be at the gym doing crunches, listening to this episode, and he'll be like, no, I get that.
He messaged me about Spoon Man.
Oh, yeah.
Because, we'll talk, doesn't matter.
A lot of people send in their Spoon
Their
Man,
Spoon
which
Man,
I appreciate very much.
But his Spoon Man was Spoon Man.
The Spoon Man, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've got some details here, though. This comes from Guy Gaster, the director of North Carolina Film Office, because the reason he's talking is because apparently there was some kind of taxation break that this series thought they were getting and then didn't get, and that resulted in the cancellation.
I've heard a couple of things. Yeah,
Yes.
I've heard differing things. I heard that one that apparently they thought they were getting. This is a very this is because this is DC universe. This is a very it's a prestige show, I guess. And so it was going to cost something like $80 million to film this whole series. And they thought they were getting
a certain amount.
They thought maybe half of that back or something like that. And they were not getting half of that back. And they've learned this now. And they're like, well, we can't sustain this forever.
But this Guy Gaster,
Yeah.
who's from the North Carolina Film Office, he contacted Comic Book Resources. And he said this: the production team for Swamp Thing knew before production began that North Carolina would offer up $4.9 million in rebates for the pilot episode and $12 million for the remainder of season 1. They accepted said offer and even signed a contract with the state of these figures. Per legislation, the NC and Film Entertainment grant can only award up to $12 million per season for a series. Per the episode guidelines, pilot episodes are counted as their own series. In total, the program only received $31 million annually.
I'm hitting that slump.
What does that mean? But he's saying it's not true. That's essentially what he said. But I just saw this just before the show, and thank God I looked it up because the DC Reddit moderator, Applejack.
Oh, yeah.
He's got some information.
Named after my favorite American cereal.
I've never had it. Is it good?
Well, you can't really get it here. You can only get it in weird, like all-night 7-Eleven type affairs in the city, but it's good.
Do you have it with milk or do you just eat it dry?
I've done both.
Phew.
Yeah, that's right.
You're a wild man.
Yeah.
You going slow or you the other thing I ready to... You can eat it whatever way you want.
Well, there's a lot of high fructose corn syrup in it, so I'm ready to go.
That's most cereals, though, isn't it, Mason? That's why you got to make your own muesli. But even I have given up on that.
What?
I'm eating eggs, mate. I'm eating eggs every day.
Wow. If you keep eating eggs, and this is a warning, you're going to turn into an egg.
Nah, mate.
Wow. All right.
I just don't think I will.
Okay, good. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah, the Reddit.
So this is on the Watchtower, the DC Universe
yes.
Reddit. The guy, this Applejack, I think he's actually employed by DC, has got some information coming via them because he said...
Or he's a big DC suck-up.
He could be.
One of those two.
In relation to Swamp Thing. We appreciate there are questions as to why, but unfortunately, we are not in position to answer at this time.
So he's got nothing.
Yes.
Thanks, Applejack.
We've got a lot of exciting plans for our shows.
For a minute, I was wondering, which is my favorite Applejack, the delicious cereal, or this dude? It's still the cereal, actually. I'm like, maybe I'll have a new favorite Applejack. I don't. Thanks for nothing, jerk. More like Apple Jerk. Got him. Sorry, that's the espresso talking.
But you made it also.
I made it, yeah. Well, I will not regret this later.
We got a lot of exciting plans.
Like Crapplejack, got him again.
This is good.
Crapple Jerk. Too far?
No, that's good.
Okay.
I think that's as far as it could go.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. We got a lot of exciting plans for other shows in the works and look forward to sharing more in the coming months. That's all the information I have to share at this time. And now that you have the goods, we will be going back through the threads and removing the false rumors and speculation that means DC Universe or any other original series are affected.
The goods more like the bads.
Yeah. That's interesting to go back and remove false rumors like that, but speculation, I don't.
Yeah, that's weird. And it also makes me think that something is up.
Well, here's what I think's up.
Yes.
But it's probably a tax thing related as well. Maybe they thought it was one thing and it was a different thing. I don't know the specifics of it. I could have looked into it, but it's very boring.
Yes.
So I did. But
You recall that I did yawn earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Comically.
But Warner Brothers, they've got a streaming service coming out. They've announced the price point. It's $16 to $18 US for the month.
Seems a lot.
It is. It's like 10 more than most, or 8 to 10.
Yeah.
But it's going to have the entire Warner Brothers library and HBO, right? So if they've got that, why would they have that and the DC service, especially if the DC service maybe isn't doing well? I have no idea. There's no numbers on it.
We talked about we have a video on all the various new streaming services that are cropping up, and and I guess what we didn't really think about is that
most things
we rarely talk about it. Yeah. We rarely think about most things.
We're good at insults.
Yeah,
Crapple Jerk is a good example. Obviously,
nice. Got him. You got him.
Thanks.
But I guess we just assumed that, with something like DC Universe or whatever, that Warner Brothers would just throw $1 billion at it and just go, well, now we've got one.
Yeah.
But then I guess, where are they going to find the money to? You can't just throw $1 billion at that.
It's something that's not making...
Apparently, Netflix is billions of dollars in debt.
Yeah.
I did not know that until quite recently. But also, a thing we also forget is that Netflix has been around for more than 20 years at this point.
150 million years.
And they didn't even make original content till maybe 2012.
Yeah.
It was just other people's stuff.
Yeah, before that they were mailing DVDs.
They were mailing DVDs.
Some people write in and said they know people that still do that. Because it's still a service that exists.
You can be grandfathered in.
Yeah, man.
Wow, okay, well. But yeah, and this idea that you can just be like, yeah, well, look, we'll throw $1 billion at DC Universe and then we'll just make some original shows. You can't just leap in and just
especially if it's only in one country.
Yeah. So what you're saying here is that DC Universe may come to a very quick end,
and they might fold it into
fold it into Warner Brothers.
Yeah. I don't know that, but I just think I know because Disney's going to have Disney and Hulu. Because I think Hulu offers programming that you wouldn't put on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
as in like Handmaid's Tale and probably a drama about a guy and he did a crime and then but he's trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sad crime guy.
Sad crime guy, but maybe he didn't do the crime and they get one.
Oh, so it's sad crime guy? Question mark.
Yes.
Sad crime? Question mark guy.
There's one
exclamation mark.
There's one marquee movie star in it.
Yeah,
and a bunch of other minor. They might get a John Turturro,
like Harrow with Yoan Griffith.
Exactly
Australia's
like
own
Harrow. Thank you.
So maybe it'll be a case of like it's the WB streaming, but if you pay an extra $5, you also get DC Universe.
It could be that exactly.
Yeah, right.
But
that's a lot though.
But I could also see how they would fold. This could all fit on the Warner Brothers HBO library. I just don't see why they would have both, especially if it's not working. Which. If they cancel a show like this, something's wrong. Yeah. We don't know exactly what it is.
Well, I also heard a different thing, which was about creative differences in terms of what they produced versus what Warner Brothers wanted.
Yeah.
So, and I, this is basically just internet scuttlebutt. Maybe it's one of those speculation threads that's being deleted, but it was like, and I don't know if I believe it, because it was like, well, Warner Brothers wanted something more like an Arrow or a Supergirl, like a CW kind of show.
And they got James Wan, and he also did the pilot episode for MacGyver, so maybe that's what they were looking for.
Looking for more of a MacGyver. They wanted Swamp Thing parachuting into like luxurious villas to break into safes.
A couple of weeks ago, we watched the first 15 minutes.
I insisted you watched it because that's as far as I could have gotten. I got 15 minutes in.
Fucking terrible.
So bad.
So bad. I couldn't believe it.
And then surprise Vinnie Jones in there.
Oh, yeah.
He's the villain. Yeah. It's a bad show.
And MacGyver's the worst in it.
Yeah. It's one of those shows where the premise is, hey, all these characters. Hey, you've got MacGyver. Guess what? You love MacGyver. Everyone in the show loves MacGyver. And if you don't like MacGyver, it's because you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Don't tell me who I'm going to like. Present the character to me.
Yeah.
And then I'll decide whether I like MacGyver or not. Surprise, I don't like MacGyver.
Look, I know in the premise of MacGyver was that he doesn't carry a gun and whatever, but he's so thoroughly unprepared.
Right.
That it's baffling. And then he'll just be rummaging through the drawers and he's like, yeah, I can use a battery and some talcum powder. And
to make electrified talcum powder.
Yeah, or whatever he's up to. I just feel like if you're a super spy, have some stuff.
But that being said, though,
I know that's not his thing. But what if there's not a drawer of loose batteries and wires?
He'll use his fists to make electrified fists. But in that episode also, he's like, never carry hot tip for you, super spies, never carry a gun. And then he gets to the door of the villa and they search him and they come up with an enormous Swiss Army knife.
That's right.
And he's like, it's just a Swiss Army
Boy
knife.
Scout.
And they're
I'm a Boy
like,
Scout.
we'll go through with your Swiss. They would, if you went to a luxurious and you had an enormous, they would beat you up. They would take you out the back where there's no cameras and they would beat you up. Anyway, my point, if I remember it, is that they were like, okay, some people are saying, well, they want it to be more like a CW show, like a Supergirl or an Arrow, what have you.
Or even Titans, I guess. Yeah.
But it's Swamp Thing.
Yeah, it's Swamp Thing. He's a monster. It's a horrible monster.
Did they expect it to be attractive person with abs, fights a different dude every week?
Maybe they thought,
you're not going to get that. It's a Swamp Thing.
Maybe they thought more Constantine, dark.
Yeah, right.
That kind of dark. Not like horrific body horror.
Is he going to have swampy abs? You know what I mean?
He's definitely got swampy abs.
He's got swampy
abs.
abs.
Haven't watched any of it yet.
Or is it one of that? Or did they? Maybe they expected it to be one of those shows where it's 90% of the episode, he's a handsome regular dude with abs.
Oh, right.
And then at the end, he's like, "Oh, I'm filled with anger about the environment," and then he turns into Swamp
His
Thing.
serum runs out like a Nicholas Holtz beast.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe that. Exactly.
good.
Yeah, and then he's like, "I'm Swamp Thing," and then he beats everybody up, and then he turns back into regular dude with abs, but now he's nude. You know what I mean? I think maybe that. Look, I can kind of believe it on that level because I think he would go because he's such a weird countercultural, barely works character that you'd think it'd be weird and gross, but I can also see them going. I can also see a series of producers' notes that are like, can he not be a swamp monster? Can Swamp Thing be a regular man most of the time?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That
sound? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they got to episode 10, they realized he'd never turn into a man with abs, and they're like, wait a minute, they're not going to turn him into a man with abs at all.
Get this garbage off the air.
Anyway, I really want to watch it.
Me too.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about another DC property. Birds of Prey, according to Margot Robbie, is going to be R-rated. And it's going to be less male-gazy.
Well, I saw some of the costumes.
Yeah.
There's some on-set costumes, and they definitely... She's wearing full-length pants in some of these photos. You know what I mean?
What are they trying to not make any bloody money, mate? What
That's
are they
right.
doing?
Can you imagine a superhero with full-length pants
I
on?
don't like it.
No,
I don't know
like
if it's
it.
going to pay off. No, good. Why not?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't think the Harley Quinn outfit is sexy at all.
That's
Maybe
weird,
it's just
right?
not for me.
Looks like it stinks.
It looks like it stinks. Every version of it, though. Not just the live action one. I'm just... Yeah, so,
Yeah, cool.
Good.
We also got that new Wonder Woman poster.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
Crazy, looks good.
People are like, Thor Ragnarok, anybody?
Okay, great.
Yeah, cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's set in the 80s. What do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I've seen so many dull posters lately, and that one I'm like, that really stands out and is interesting. So I think that's mid next year. So we've still got quite a while to go.
Yeah.
But gear up, Mason.
Okay, I will.
But regardless, Warner Brothers aren't going to Hall H.
That's the big hall at Comic-Con, right?
Yeah, that's
You
right.
line up for it with hours, and then you get in there, and there's a cacophony of woos.
Yep.
And then you can't hear for a week.
And then they mostly just put them online straight away.
Yeah, right.
Or they leak it, or somebody films it. They're like, don't film it, and everyone's like, yeah.
Okay. So is this? So, but Marvel is still. Do they still do Hall H?
They are this year.
H.
I say H,
I also say H.
but it's H.
And one of them...
I get a lot of grief.
One of them marks you as a real uncultured buffoon, and I think it's the way we say
H,
it.
because it's with an A. It's H. That's
Yeah.
that's the buffoon way.
Okay.
Most of my look, pronunciation comments annoy me.
Pronunciation, please.
Pronunciation.
It's pronunciation.
Yeah. Because it seems to be from people who don't understand that there's other people from other places in the world.
Yeah, right.
It just blows my mind. Like I never go to someone's video from Russia and be like, what the fuck accent is this?
Right?
Like it's just the way people speak.
Yeah.
You know?
Instead, you're like, your accent's dumb, and I know that.
I know where you're from, but I don't like it. Mm-hmm. Here's some more DC news. So
What I was going to say is that
skipping all H.
it has Marvel moved most of their stuff to the Disney like the D whatever it's called.
D23.
D23,
No, not this
right.
year. But they're doing.
Okay, right.
Apparently, they're going to unveil some upcoming films and whatever. I do have some news on that, but I've got one more bit of DC news, and that is Jormay, don't know how to say it, Colette Serra is directing Black Adam. He did Unknown, the one where Liam Neeson's like, who is my wife and where is my wife?
Yes.
But who is she?
Did he have any more questions about his wife?
He did. I think it ended in a punch-up, though.
What am I doing here? You're at a drive-through. That's what's happening here.
Where's my wife? He did Non-Stop, which again is about
Liam Neeson?
stopping. Yes. Or not stopping, or trying to not stop a train.
Mm-hmm.
The Shallows, where Blake Lively fights a shark, and he did the Jungle Cruise, which is that new The Rock one, which I think makes sense why he's doing Black Adam then.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
So I'm not a massive fan of his work, but I don't think there's anything that I've seen that I'm like, ugh, the worst. So,
Yeah, right, okay.
we'll see. Yeah. Did you see the trailer for Ad Astra?
Yes, you know I did.
I know, we watched it together.
We did, it's true.
Brad Pitt looks good. We both acknowledge that.
Looks great. For how old? 55, did you
Something
say?
like that, yeah.
Nearly 60.
How does he do it?
He's Hollywood DNA.
Yeah, you're right. He's got that.
And a lot of free product, probably.
Yeah.
For his face.
Yeah.
Rejuvenation.
No doubt.
Lasers?
Lasers, rejuvenation.
Yep.
Probably sleeps with his head suspended in a little hammock so it doesn't squish into the pillow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably like infusions of poor people blood.
Yeah.
Poor young people.
Do you reckon he gets them himself? He's probably got a guy.
Do you think he gets the young people himself?
Yeah. Because
Do you think he draws them in?
He might be he might. I think he might be the kind of guy who he just wants to feel like a normal person every now and then.
Yeah,
it's like
right.
he wants to go to the supermarket. He wants to drain the blood of the youth
Gets
himself.
his own blood.
Yeah.
No, I think what happens is he just goes to a very clean white room every once in a while.
Yeah.
And they put a thing in his veins.
Yep.
And then they push a button. And I reckon even the tube is blacked out. Or it's white, so he doesn't know poor people blood's going into it.
Oh.
They're just like, do you want the Hollywood infusion? And he's like, yeah,
definitely.
Of course I do. Of course I want it today.
It's just a dumpster of drained out bodies.
Yeah,
The next
exactly.
room over.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. So I think it's worth it in the end.
Doesn't get as much credit as he
Yeah.
deserves. And great hair in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Killing it. How does he do it?
He's so versatile. Is this a wig? Is my question, or is this his real hair?
In Ad Astra?
Yes.
I believe it's his real hair.
What about his hair in Once Upon a Time
I
in
think
Hollywood?
that's just slightly longer hair.
Damn, he's good.
Damn! He's always had good hair.
Yeah, I know, right?
But this one is kind of...
But that's what's the thing. I'm saying I didn't know until recently that.
He doesn't wear a wig?
No, I didn't know until recently that a lot of Hollywood stars don't have versatile hair, and it's a lot of wigs. Like Chris Evans.
Yeah, right,
I was
yeah.
always like, oh my god, how do you get hair that good?
Yeah.
And then I learned from
It's a
you
wig.
and your incredible wig dar that it's mostly wigs, and I'm like, well, I get it now.
Yeah, some of it's wigs. Not everyone's a wig.
Yeah,
Tom
right.
Holland, no wig for a lot of the time.
Great hair.
Yeah. Chris Hemsworth will do a wig if he's doing long hair Thor.
Yeah, right.
Except for the first Thor, which was real hair.
Wow.
I won't get into it.
All right.
But Ad Astra, it's
Yes.
Contact, it's Interstellar, it's a movie about Where's My Dad
Yeah,
in
right.
space.
And they've gotten all-
It caps off the Where's My Dad in Space trilogy.
Gravity.
Contact. Oh, is that... No, that's not a Where's My Dad. I
No.
guess it's George Clooney.
George
the
Clooney's a
surrogate
dad. Yeah, surrogate dad in that.
Quadrilogy then, I should say.
Interstellar?
Interstellar, that's right.
Where's
That's what
somebody's
I'm
dad
saying.
gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it's the Where's My Dad
There
saga
you go, yeah.
continues. Where is the dad?
I learned recently that 4 movies isn't a quadrilogy; it's a tetralogy, which doesn't seem to
Fuck
make
off.
it doesn't seem to make any
Fuck
sense, does it?
off.
Doesn't make any sense.
10. That'd be 10.
You would, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Who said that
yeah.
to you?
Or a series of movies about Tetris. You know?
Aren't we getting that?
Probably, yes.
The first one's just about the T-shaped block.
Yep.
There's just
Yeah.
one block per movie.
Ah,
and then they bring in the one line for
That's
the third one.
the last movie. Yeah, exactly right. I was gonna say. Because that's what everybody's anticipating.
And you know
but then you think that's what it's going to be, and you go in, and it's like the the one that's like
An L?
An-
like the jaggedy one.
the jaggedy one, and you're like, God damn, because you think it's going to be such a satisfying conclusion, but then it ends on a cliffhanger.
I think, well, the cliffhanger could be post-credits. You're watching the Tetris game.
Yeah.
It scrolls up to the top right where you see the next block coming in and the line appears. And that's when you know in the next movie
right.
the line's coming.
What were we talking about? I forgot.
In the tetralogy.
The tetralogy, yeah. I'm going to look that up just in case
What
it's
a bunch
not
of
true.
bullshit. Anyway, Ad Astra. So it's modern day, but it's also some space exploration.
And they've also brought back like a series of people who've been in other space
like the
movies.
Right Stuff and Space Cowboys.
And Liv Tyler from Armageddon.
Armageddon, man. It's a bloody who's who of people who've been in one space movie. 1 to 2 space movies. Does this excite you?
Oh, yeah. You know why it does? Because
Brad Pitt's been dormant.
that's true, but also I like the mystery element of it.
Yes.
I think if this was like, what's going to happen is there's a because of the environment we have to go into space and get a rock or whatever. Or what they're all like, there's a rock coming at us and it's going to blow up the way. So you got to go out there and
because of the environment, yeah.
Because of the environment, exactly. But I think that they've built this ongoing mystery, and decades ago, this thing happened and this space station disappeared and what have you. I'm kind of intrigued with that. Do you think there's gonna be alien elements, or do you think it's gonna be like the real alien was my father? I never knew him.
They're never gonna send Tommy Lee Jones to space though, are they? Because he's been missing for like 16 years. But then again, maybe he went to space like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and he's only been missing for 16. So maybe he went as a young man. Because Tommy Lee Jones looks like a melted version of Tommy Lee Jones now. Nothing wrong with that. Everyone gets old, man.
Yeah.
I'm no fucking spring chicken. Don't get me wrong, Mason. I look terrible. I look older than Brad Pitt.
It's weird, right?
Yeah. Despite being 20 years younger.
Well, how many infusions of young people blood have you had?
I've had 0.
That's exactly
because I have to source my own, and I'm not that strong.
That's true.
Or persuasive.
Tetralogy, a group of 4 related literary or operatic works. 2, medicine, a set of 4 related symptoms or abnormalities frequently occurring together.
I will not accept this.
Okay.
I will not. He did Lost City of Z, the director. This is James Gray, which is apparently good. He did The Immigrant, which I haven't seen. I did We Own the Night.
The Immigrant does sound like a Liam Neeson movie, though.
Boy, does it. Let's have a look. Oh, that's that Marianne Cotillard.
Oh, yeah. I like her work.
Yeah. Was it well received? Positive reviews. There you go. So look, Ad Astra, let's get into it.
All right.
When it comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, we've got, we don't do a lot of video game news, but E3 is upon us, and we got some footage for Jedi Fallen Order.
We did see that, yeah.
And we got the return of your favourite character, whoever Forrest Whitaker played.
But it's young Forrest Whitaker before he got his bung leg.
He's spry,
and he's bung everything else.
He's got a bloody grappling hook gun.
He grappling hooks away. That was incredible.
They could have done it at any speed.
Yeah.
And yet... it's quite slow.
That was
it's a little
that was very fun, I think.
I've been really looking forward to this.
That's the uncanny valley. It's not human figures looking as close as they can to real life, but not quite, and that gives you the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
It's Forrest Whitaker zipping away on a grappling hook.
You just can't buy it.
Yeah, award-winning character actor Forrest Whitaker doing some weird one-armed athletic grappling hook move.
Well, he used to do it because that character used to do that a lot in the Clone Wars.
I say, right.
So it's a callback.
Was he cast as... So when that character existed in the Clone Wars,
Forrest
he wasn't Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah,
okay,
but he has showed up in like Rebels and...
Okay, so that's his signature move, is grappling hook away.
Sure.
Okay, cool. What are we talking about? I've forgotten. I like the look of this.
Didn't you recognize... Yeah, I don't know. They showed 15 minutes and it's like, it's climbing, it's you open a door, you hack a thing.
Lightsaber work. I didn't see any lightsaber action. Is it a slice?
Yeah, it's not dismembering, which I'm a bit disappointed by.
See,
And people are like, well, it's Disney, but they've never done it properly.
Yeah, and every one of these movies has somebody getting a limb lopped off, so...
because in video games, it's... like there's a cheat or a hack you can do for Jedi Outcast where your lightsaber can, wherever you hit them, they'll fall apart. Yeah, nice. Okay. Which is great. But you still get you still have like a glowy mark where you hit them. And
okay, that'll do.
Apparently it's Metroidvania a bit.
Oh.
And it's a bit Dark Souls in combat. So you got to kind of pick your moments. And like it's timing and rolling and jumping and blocking and And it looks at
It's already sounding too complicated for me, but all right.
Probably, I'm definitely going to get it.
Anytime I see like a fighting game and I'm like, that looks incredible, and it's like, this is all about the combos. You got to be a real whiz with the combos. I'm like, well, I'm not buying this.
This isn't combos.
Okay.
And you can't just kind of hack away. Because initially I'm like, is this like Force Unleashed, which I hate the combat in that because it's just wailing on someone with a stick and
like it's a wiffle ball bat.
Everyone's got a force shield and I talked about it. But yeah, I'm hoping this is really good, but I'm not 100% sold on.
You've got a little droid friend, which I enjoyed. That looked fun.
You love a new droid.
Yeah.
You could get one in real life, Mason. You can get the pre-order. You can get the thing, and you get a T-shirt and a poster and a little droid.
Oh, will it clamber up on me like a monkey?
No, it won't do anything, and you'll forget you have it. You'll leave it in your car, and then your car will get stolen. But you won't even report it to the police that it was in there because you forgot you had it.
But then the car thief's driving away in the car. They're like, I can't believe I got away with this. And then the droid pounces on him and breaks his neck. And he veers off a pier. That's what it's for the whole time. Okay. You know?
Oh, it's a security measure for
and
your
that footage is sent to TikTok and it gets 1 million views.
TikTok is apparently crazy popular.
I don't know what it is really. It's Vine again, right?
Most people miming songs and
okay, right.
It's not good.
We didn't mention because you saying we rarely talk about video games. You're correct.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about the Death Stranding trailer. I feel that is kind of our wheelhouse because it's got a lot of celebrity cameos in it.
Yeah, sure.
And also it's weird.
And you're a Metal Gear guy, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't played all of them, but I do.
I've only played 4 and I hate it.
Which one was 4 again?
The one that went forever. It had like 47 hours of
that's right. At the
cutscenes.
end, it's got a 45-minute cutscene when you finish it.
And it lets you play every 6 hours.
That's the one. Well, I think I tapped out before then. Yeah. So I think that's
maybe did Snake Eater. Was that 3?
Yeah, I think I did the one. The last one I played, I think, was the one set in the 60s, which is that one. Although I hear 5's very good.
Yeah, but because Konami are the worst, apparently.
Yeah.
They kind of just stopped developing it and it just kind of ends.
Okay, yeah. Because Hideo Kojima did the Metal Gear Solid games.
Yeah.
Then he was going to do Silent Hills with Guillermo del Toro.
And Norman Reedus.
Yeah, and then that soured.
Yeah.
And then Konami, because there was a playable teaser for that game that came out and people loved it, and then Konami deleted it, so you can't get it anymore.
And it doesn't. Well, Konami are mostly doing like pachinko machines, and they did Metal Gear Survive recently.
Yeah, right.
They did their own Metal Gear game, which was Metal Gear with zombies, and it's atrocious.
Yeah, so
people
there you
hate
go.
it. So
they've made a mistake here.
They've made a lot of mistakes.
Like Hideo Kojima, I don't know if he's difficult to work with or whatever.
Apparently he's lovely.
There you go.
And he's so fun on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's always talking about things that he loves.
Yeah, right. Yeah. See, there you go. Well, what a weird mistake to make, Konami.
Yeah, apparently they're just terrible company.
But anyway, so now they're doing Death Stranding, which has Guillermo del Toro's in it.
Yep.
And so is
Mads Mikkelsen.
So is Mads Mikkelsen. So is
Leah Seydoux.
Nicholas Wingding Refn.
Is he?
The director of Drive is in it for some reason.
Wow.
Yeah, and Leah Seydoux, the heir to the Seydoux fortune, is in it. Yeah.
Did we talk about that and how it is, or is it true? Is that true?
No, of course not.
Imagine if it was true, though. Maybe I'm thinking of Armie Hammer's...
The heir to Arm & Hammer, the baking soda fortune, yeah. It looks good. It looks good, but the player sprite is so weird because you've got an enormous backpack on and an enormous front pack as well. You look like this. You look like a vending machine walking back and forth. So I didn't understand anything that's happening in that trailer.
Like a Gonk droid from Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a Gonk droid. Maybe that's what this is. It's
but it's got ladder physics.
Imagine the adventures of Gonk Droid.
Yeah, I'd play that.
Yeah, but you're right. It's got ladder physics and probably some more grappling hook stuff
and there's
as well.
Ghosts and...
But you've got apparently some sort of baby that connects to a radio antenna, and that enables you to see into the afterlife or something.
Yeah, exactly.
What wild scenes
stuff,
in this game. That's I just wanted to talk about it just for that. I'm just like, what is happening?
What is happening?
You can die and then you go to the afterlife and then you come back.
Look, Filthy Casuals or Hey Fam have probably
covered
better
it.
understanding
for sure, absolutely.
Or maybe they don't, because most people seem confused.
Yeah, but that's what people want. They want two people barely understanding what's happening in this.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Next up, we've got Jurassic World has an animated series coming to Netflix called Camp Cretaceous in 2020. It's going to run parallel with the original Jurassic World.
And they're across the lake from Camp Bodacious.
Oh, good.
Yeah, what are they going to get up to over there?
Which one's the nerd camp? Probably
Camp Cretaceous.
Yeah, would be, wouldn't it? Yeah. It also may feature actors from the movie, like your Bryce Dallas Howards, your Chris Pratts. Blue is in it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I probably won't watch this, but why not? Jurassic. So I saw somebody say
Baloo is also in it.
Baloo, really?
Yeah.
In the other camp.
From Tailspin.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say on Twitter, and it said something like this is the kids' cartoon spin-off of Jurassic Park, but Jurassic World is kind of the kids' cartoon spin-off of Jurassic Park, and it sort of is.
Oh, because it's less complicated.
It's less complicated. There's no like themes of like morality. It's just like we made a big dinosaur. We're a bit sorry.
Now run from the lava.
Yeah.
Ah, you're right.
That was 2. That was Jurassic World 2, Fallen Kingdom 2.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I know you think you're
So have we seen a trailer for this? Have you seen a trailer
it's like
for this?
a
Because
teaser
I
where you
haven't.
just see blue.
Okay, and what style of animation is it like?
Pretty good CGI, but like TV CGI.
Is it like that rotoscoped kind of semi 3D look, or is it just animated?
It's 3D.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of an example. The Clone Wars, the old
Okay.
Rebels. You seen like Rebels?
Yeah, I've seen
Things
Rebels.
like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, right.
There you go.
Big heads.
Yes, but
Okay.
there's no people. It's just a raptor
Oh, right,
in
okay.
it.
Okay.
In other news, Quentin Tarantino and Jared Carmichael are teaming up, it looks like, to write a Django Zorro film.
Like the comic book.
Exactly.
Yeah, which I've read that. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it, I think. What did I say when I talked about it last time?
I think you said you liked it
Oh, yeah.
or that you were going to read it.
Yeah, right. No, I have read it.
Yeah.
I remember it being all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is a Zorro movie in production. I think it's just called Z at the moment, but I don't think there's any word on it for a couple of years.
Yeah, right.
I love Zorro. I don't know if I've talked about that, but I think Zorro's great. And he's got a sword.
Yep.
He's defending people and
Cuts a Z.
cuts a Z. He'll
Or
cut
Z.
He'll cut a bag of gold and it will fall on
What
the
did I say,
on the
Z? We
people.
say Z.
We say Z as in
Zed's dead.
yeah. I
that.
couldn't think of a single thing.
Mm.
I was going to say better than Ezra the band, but that doesn't help.
Nope.
Nothing. It's
Yeah.
nothing there, is there?
Yeah, correct.
So, he'll cut a bag of gold and everyone will catch the gold.
Yeah.
All the people in the town.
Yep.
Dallavega.
He'll cut a lady's bodice.
Yes.
And it'll fall off in a weird way. Remember when that happened to Catherine Zeta-Jones?
I remember that movie.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
liked that first Zorro movie. And I used to watch the TV show that was from the 80s or 90s when I was a kid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He was great. He was a great swordsman. He had a great moustache.
He's the inspiration for Batman.
That's exactly right. And he also sometimes Batman's leaving a Zorro movie when his parents get shot. In
That's what I
some
mean.
versions.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you meant also
In
like,
both ways.
like the literal.
I meant in both ways, yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh,
Cool.
yeah.
Gotcha. So cool. I don't know whether they'll make this.
Do you think in 2040 when they reboot Batman again, do you think he'll be coming out of Django Zorro?
He might.
And his parents will be like, why did we take the kid to this? He ripped off so many bodices. We saw Django's dong. This is going to scar the
many
kid for
N-words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
I wonder how far is this going to be more Django or more Zorro?
Oh, it's going to be way more Django, surely.
Yeah, but Zorro is not really a shoot someone in the head. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I guess that's the question.
tortured
Is
and-
this going to be? But is this going to be?
He's
more...
doing push-ups over candles.
Yeah,
That's what he's
that's
doing.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, smoldering.
So smoldering.
Do you think this is going to be a real grim, violent, grotesque Zorro, or do you think they're going to clean up Django?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What
don't
do you think
know.
it is? Yeah, right.
I think
okay.
they'll probably find a happy medium.
don't
But also,
know.
Tarantino can do like I think he could do a fun, pulpy kind of, not PG, but, that kind of thing.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
Because, if he's talking about doing Star Trek, he's not going to do Kirk gets his balls whipped with a rope or whatever.
Maybe he is though. Maybe that's what the fans
Shatner
have been screaming
will
out
insist
for.
on it because
Yeah.
they're getting Shatner back. They're going to take it right back to the source.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. This is also one of those things where I'm like, is this actually going to happen?
Yeah. Also, is it going to be a straight adaptation of the comic book
Yeah.
version, or
is
is
that
it
set
going
like
to be?
15 years after? I gotta read it.
You give it a read.
Django
Yeah.
Zorro. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because you thought it was.
I can't remember. That's the thing.
There's one
Maybe
more-
I thought it was average. Maybe I lost. It might have been one of those ones where I thought it was good initially, then it kind of ran out of steam.
Okay,
I
fair
can't remember.
enough. Well, if it's like 5, that's fine. I'll burn
Yeah.
through it.
Mm-hmm.
So Marvel apparently in 2022 aiming to put out the Fantastic Four.
Ooh.
Peyton Reed wants to be involved.
Ant-Man's own.
That's right, because he actually nearly did the 2005 one.
Mhm.
Actually, there's a video on my
Then he
channel-
got tranked.
And he got tranked, yeah. Well, he left.
in a car park
That's
by Josh Trank, and he got it in the neck, and he's like, "Oh, I should have seen this coming. It's in your name." Oh.
But so
That's why there's so many vans in the Ant-Man movies, because that's the last thing he
that's the
saw
thing he saw was the
before he
van,
went out. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Bearing in mind that the one he was going to do was the Tim Story one with Yo and Griffith.
Ah, right.
But still, it's still a good joke.
Thank you.
And look, it could be like on a timeline where Josh Trank did it and then waited 10 years. So
Exactly.
to avoid suspicion.
Precisely, that's right.
That he tracked somebody.
He very carefully spotted all his opposition and he just tranked them all in car parks.
That's right. But so yeah, he nearly did it then, and he was going to make a version. Oh yeah, so I did a video this week on a whole bunch of Fox comic book properties which they didn't do.
Oh yeah,
and there are some fascinating ones in there that are kind of mind blowing.
Is that because did they acquire the rights and then just
No,
didn't
they
do
just
anything?
had them. Like basically, one of them they were going to do a big team up of all their characters that they had, like
Right.
Fantastic Four, Daredevil, Deadpool, X-Men,
X-Men.
all in one. Anyway, it's in the video if you want to.
So it was that era where they purchased everything from Marvel really cheap.
Yeah, they already had it all. So it was
Right,
just
okay.
basically they were in a position where they could have made their own Civil War,
Yeah, right.
and they didn't.
Oh man,
they
imagine
made
that.
X-Men Apocalypse.
Imagine that, just the heroes charging at us, and there's an Evanescence song in the background, you know. Oh.
They would have had to recast at that point. But
And
yeah.
they're all just preparing for the battle by punching sandbags, you know, lifting weights and punching sandbags.
You better believe it.
Mm.
But that's linked below if people want to see it. So yeah, what do you think about him doing Fantastic Four though?
I'm on board with that.
I don't know where I like him.
Yep.
And I like the first Ant-Man,
Yeah.
which he came on late, and he did a really good job at kind of making that work. The second Ant-Man, I'm not a huge fan of. I don't think it's terrible.
Interesting.
But I think also it is kind of hamstrung by he didn't have the surprise of Giant Man. I think if
that's why it's okay.
and I know
right.
he was kind of like,
Yeah.
God damn it, like he didn't get to do Giant Man first.
Yeah.
And everything in the trailer from that movie everything interesting is in the trailers. Like the
Right.
big Pez dispenser, and he gets big.
That is true, but again, not his fault.
No,
really.
exactly.
But
Again,
I feel like
yeah.
initially I'm like Ant-Man's not what I want, kind of thing. It's fine, but I feel he's kind of settled into the Marvel universe. I think.
Yeah, no, I like the Ant-Man character a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Peyton Reed has kind of like he's found a groove in Marvel and he knows what works.
Yeah.
And I think there were some great moments in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
The one where he's real small. Remember when he's halfway being regular?
That was funny.
It
There's
was
some funny
funny.
moments in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Paul Rudd's really good as
Yeah.
Ant-Man, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the Wasp is good as the Wasp, I guess.
The Wasp is good as
they're all
the-
good as them.
Yeah,
Michael Douglas
yeah.
is... What's he up to? He's got a goatee. That's
Exactly,
Good.
yeah.
Good on him. It's an ad commercial time.
Oh, yes.
Some podcasts have them. This has them. All the best podcasts have ads. If you don't have ads, you're nobody.
That's right. And yet we remain nobody. Isn't that weird?
We're the anomaly.
We're reaching for the stars and we've landed in the gutter. Is that the expression?
No, Mason, we've landed on soft and
Oh,
powerful mattresses.
so good.
Casper mattresses, Mason, because their products are designed to mimic human curves, providing supportive comfort for all kinds of bodies. Could you spend 1/3 of your life sleeping? So why the hell shouldn't you be comfortable on a mattress that you like?
Have they allowed that kind of language in this ad?
That's a good question. I'll have to get it cleared with Big Casper up top. Yeah. They've got a number
Now,
of-
when you say Big Casper, do you imagine?
yeah, the ghost that runs the Casper mattress factory.
I was going to say, or is it a gigantic mattress with a human face on it?
That's a good question. We'll have to hit up Casper HQ.
It can be both.
Yeah, sure, yeah. The Casper mattress combines multiple supportive memory foams for a quality sleep service with the right amount of sink and bounce, and they've got breathable designs that help you sleep cool and regulates your body temperature throughout the night.
know it.
That's what I want to hear. And they've also got over 20,000 reviews with an average of 4.8 stars across Casper, Amazon, and Google. So Casper is becoming the internet's favorite mattress.
Well, that's got to make Big Casper happy.
I don't doubt it.
Bring me news of our adventures in the world. And they're like, hello, Mr. Casper. Doing really well. There's some good Google reviews.
I'm a big fan. Casper also, they don't just do mattresses, they do a wide array of products like pillows and sheets to ensure an overall better sleep experience.
Hello. Not bad.
Now, unboxing is amazing, Mason. You can be sure of that because you have done that. You did it.
Springs open.
There.
Like a trap.
Like
Like a soft,
no,
comfortable trap.
The opposite of a trap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
A
true.
flower that you can
Yeah.
sleep on.
Correct.
Because it's a mattress.
You better believe it.
Yeah. You can actually be sure of your purchase with Casper because of their 100-night risk-free sleep on it trial.
That is madness.
Absolutely it is.
Why would they offer that unless it is a beautiful, perfect mattress?
Correct.
You know
That
what
is
I mean?
absolutely correct.
Mm.
We've got a deal here. You can actually get $50 towards select mattresses by visiting casper.com/theweeklyplanet and use the offer code theweeklyplanet, all one word, at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply, but that's casper.com/theweeklyplanet and use the offer code theweeklyplanet, all one word. $50 off towards select mattresses Terms and conditions apply.
And they're a bloody good deal, so even so. But then another $50 off. Bargain.
I think people don't think about their mattresses enough. So think about your mattress. Is it a good one?
Mm-hmm. If it's not, get a Casper.
If it's even average to good.
Free slogan there, Casper.
Yeah.
Think about your mattress. Is it a good one? Nah, get a Casper.
Get a bloody new one. All right, on with the show.
Yes, please.
It's 2019, and it's also June. Do you know what that means?
What does it mean?
There's a Dark Phoenix movie.
Oh, I thought you
Another
were,
one.
I thought you were segueing into something better.
You
But here we go.
wish.
Yeah, I do wish.
Now, Mason, it's been 13 years in the making. You've been screaming for a Dark Phoenix remake. And here every day.
I haven't, though. No.
You wake up in a cold sweat and you call me and you're like, James, I had a dream that they remade Dark Phoenix finally. And it was bad.
Every day I call you up, and then today you were like, but it's real.
But it's today.
Yeah, wow.
Just quickly on the box office, they were aiming for, it looked like it was going to get a low 40 to 50 million US opening, which is bad.
Yep.
It got 34 million.
That's worse.
Which is worse on a $200 million budget.
So that's plus marketing, 400 million.
Yes.
Or is it though?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Because Disney did the marketing. I don't know.
right.
Well, some of it. Because this is Disney's now.
Because we say the rule of thumb is they spend the exact same amount on marketing as they do making the movie. But have you seen?
No, I
haven't
don't
seen
know
that
about
many
that.
ads or like bus ads or anything like that. So
For comparison's sake, this 34 million, that is the lowest opening for an X-Men film. So this is what we've got. X-Men Apocalypse made 65.
Yep.
Days of Future Past made 90. First Class did 55. That's a good movie though.
Yeah,
I
right.
guess. Wolverine Origins did 85. The Last Stand did 102.
Yep.
X-Men United did 85, and the first X-Men did 54. So it's even like adjusted for inflation. Well, that's way worse.
yeah, right.
Actually.
And that absolutely does chart
Yeah.
You can go, okay, well, X-Men was kind of an unknownish property, you know, for moviegoers, and then people liked it, and then they came out in droves for X-Men 2, and then they're like, we'll give X-Men 3 a chance as well.
Well, X-Men 3 did the most. It did 102.
Yeah.
Off the back of the previous.
Yeah, but off 2.
But then Wolverine less.
Then people were like, well, we'll give Wolverine. I mean, Wolverine's probably going to be pretty good. And then after that, they're like, it was bad.
Yeah. That's why First Class is 55.
Exactly.
But then Days of Future Past, because that was good, was 90.
Yeah.
But then Apocalypse
was the worst
bad
one.
Again. So
this is not X-Men Dark Phoenix is not the worst X-Men movie.
I don't think so either.
I think of the team movies, Apocalypse is the worst, probably.
I've only seen it once. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
It was also in a time when I had a new kid, so that's the year when I don't.
Well, now you settled in, I really feel you should watch it again and
not
realize
watching
it's
it
the
again.
worst one.
I'm not watching it again. It's probably.
But it's the one where they went, you know what, just throw spectacle at everybody.
Yeah.
Just
have
hammer
everybody
'em
shoot
with-
their lasers at Apocalypse at the end.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And in this one, I think that for Dark Phoenix, I think they pared it back.
I think it tells a better story.
Yeah.
A more concise story. I
But
don't know.
not well.
Not overly.
No.
Well, we're talking story, so what do you think
Oh,
the story was?
Okay, it's the X-Men. It's the 90s. It's 10 years later. They all look the same. Again.
Magneto is 62 years old.
He looks great.
He's got those Brad Pitt genes.
He's had, yeah. I guess, you know what, if you just go, you know what.
He's sauced his own blood.
I was going to, yeah, boy, is he. It's all the people on that island. I guess if you go, you know what, in addition to having, you know, magnetic powers or weather powers, you also don't age as much. I guess I can be on board with that.
Yeah, in this timeline.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, and then it all catches up to you.
It gets
by
you.
2000 and whatever.
That's right, exactly.
You're Ian McKellen.
It's a Dorian Gray situation where if you
Yeah.
look at the painting, it'll whatever.
Yeah,
Is that
exactly.
some versions of Dorian? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We did it with
Anyway,
Dave
yeah.
Warnock.
Anyway, so anyways, X-Men. It's the X-Men, and in this timeline,
Yeah.
the people love the X-Men because they saved the world. Remember when they saved the world?
And because they don't have spooky leather costumes that they run around in. They've
Yeah.
got colourful X-Men costumes.
Yeah.
They're not great costumes though, are they?
No, and it mystifies me why they didn't use the superhero-y costumes from the end of Apocalypse. Remember
Yes.
they all turn around?
Yeah.
Remember Cyclops turns around, he's got the big X and he's got
He
this...
looks great!
Oh, it looks incredible.
He
Storm
looks
looks incredible. They all look good. And then in this one, they're like... And I understand because it's the premise, I guess, of this is that the X-Men have saved the world and people are like, we love the X-Men. They're a great team. Look at them in their team. They're a unified team. It's
Yeah.
symbolic. But you know how else you could illustrate they're a team? With words and actions.
Yes.
But they did... Anyway...
Nah.
No,
well,
let's not
they
do
do
it.
a little bit of words and actions.
Yeah, let's do some words and action. Anyway, the world loves him, and Professor X is living that celebrity lifestyle. He's Mr. X.
He's getting a bit too big for his boots.
Too big for his boots. Anyway, there's a something's happening in space. NASA's like, get us the X-Men, pick up the X-phone, call the X-Men, and then
you're rearing up for a space adventure.
a spadventure.
Yeah, but they're 20 feet out of Earth's atmosphere.
Boy, are they? Yeah, that's right. Yep. If they were out in space and they're like, air's getting pretty thin out here, they could just scoop up a handful of air, just put it directly in their mouth. I'm feeling good.
Still warm.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, they go to space, and then Jean Grey gets the Dark Phoenix powers again.
Yeah.
I say again. Normally with the X-Men,
yeah, because she sort of had them already.
We say this of the X-Men movies. If you're going to only remember the previous X-Men movie, continuity-wise, that's fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't work anymore because in the previous movie, at the end, they're all shooting lasers at Apocalypse, and then Jean Grey manifests some sort of Phoenix powers,
Firebird,
and then destroys Apocalypse.
I guess it's both things.
Yeah, now she's got double Phoenix.
But also, she manifests that, I guess, unbeknownst to her. But then in this one, when she comes back from space after absorbing the Phoenix Force, they're like, the kids are calling you Phoenix. They're calling you're just like a Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's three things have happened here to make this happen.
Yes.
She has Phoenix powers, bird powers. She absorbed a Phoenix power.
Yep.
And people would just by chance also call her a Phoenix.
The trifecta. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The trilogy.
If you'd bet on that, you would have cleaned up,
But you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
Nobody
It's
would make
ridiculous.
that.
It makes no sense. Yeah, you're right. But I guess they were like, well, okay, in the previous continuity.
Oh, we're gonna do non-spoilers and spoilers.
Yeah, in the previous continuity, she had.
It's in the credit, the description.
Yeah, in the previous continuity, she just had incredible powers because she was suppressed powers and then whatever. And I think in the last one they went, let's make that the same idea. And then in this one they went, but also powers from space.
Yeah. Exactly. So they're talking about how they changed the ending because it was similar to Captain Marvel because they flew into space and shot lightning at each other. It was rewritten on the fly. There were big stories about that, but I don't think that's a big deal. A lot of movies do that.
Yeah, right.
Like, the directors or the writers sit down with the cast and they kind of nut some new stuff out for the day and whatever. That's very common.
Yeah, right.
I don't think that's a big deal. I don't think this is a disaster.
No.
I think it's coherent and competent. It's just not particularly thrilling. And I see some of the characters, I'm like, yeah, he's all right. I remember this one. Jennifer Lawrence. Okay.
And that's the problem with it, I think, is that we don't... I feel like I don't have any connection to these characters. So when something tragic happens or there's a big twist, I'm like, well, I didn't really connect to the character initially. Yeah. So who cares? Of thing,
So it's in the trailers, so I can talk about it in spoilers here. It's a big spoiler, but Jennifer Lawrence gets murdered early on.
Yeah.
I'm amazed she came back for this. They must have given her a lot of money because I know she hated doing these movies.
That's also a mystery because I think you could have recast her and it wouldn't have ultimately I don't think
so much blue makeup.
I don't think the draw to this is it's another Jennifer Lawrence movie.
No.
I think if you like Jennifer Lawrence in movies, you're going to go to a more independent movie or something where she gets a chance
to an American
Well,
hustle.
exactly. You're going to go to something where she has a chance to act, not where she's standing on an X, literally an X, saying some lines, and then storming out.
Yes,
because that's all this movie is. Yeah, there we go. What struck me about this movie?
Storm.
Exactly, the lightning bolts. Is that so much of this movie?
More weather stuff, Storm. Do more weather stuff. Sorry, go on.
Just lightning.
I want some tornadoes. I want some hail.
Yeah.
They did a little bit of freezing.
A low pressure system.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I want it to be.
I want some humidity in the air.
Exactly.
I want to see that shimmer on the horizon.
Oh, so good. I want it to be. What's that word?
I want to get in my car and the steering wheel's hot and then it's not hot.
I want to go out to my car in the morning and there's a layer of ice on there. And I'm like, should I go back into my house and get like some water?
Yeah.
Boil the kettle, put it on there.
Yeah. Shouldn't put boiling water on a windscreen.
Because it'll crack it?
Yes.
Good idea.
Regular water.
Good advice.
For everybody listening. Yeah.
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So much of this movie is people just... No one has a real conversation in this movie. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
It's just people saying statements and then leaving dramatically.
Yeah. Well,
Whereas...
mostly Jennifer Lawrence scenes of that as well.
There's so many scenes where a character's like... I'm going to leave and you can't stop me. And then the other character's like, well, I will stop you with my fists. And it's like, somebody should be like, I'm going to leave and you can't stop me. And like a real person would say, sound okay, cool, but if you could take 1 minute to explain what you're going to do, and we could talk about it.
Yeah, sure. Is
and
that
then
when
I'll help
Beast
you.
leaves or something?
They all
I went
do
to
it.
the toilet for 10 minutes during this movie. I'm not going to lie, that happened.
Uh-huh.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
When did she get the Phoenix coat? I think it was when I was in the toilet. Where'd she get it?
The red one.
Yeah. Or did
She just changes her outfit.
Where?
Somewhere, I don't know.
Do you see it?
No.
Oh. Because I came back and I'm like, they must have explained that.
No, she just switches outfits.
Didn't switch it, steal off a mannequin?
No. That's right, yeah.
I thought I missed a key element.
Oh no, is this movie gone from a C to a D- now?
You know, there was a scene that got people up in arms because it's the one clip that they released where Jennifer Lawrence is being like, we're up in space and what's her name? Sophie Turner, Dark Phoenix, whatever we call her, was going to die.
Yeah.
But she didn't die and this is going to be your fault. By the way, we should call them bloody ex-women because all the women are saving the men. And people are like, it's bloody SJWs. They're putting themes in X-Men movies again. There's
Right.
movies that are only exclusively not about themes. They've never been about
They're
any
about
kind of
shooting
theme.
lasers out of your eyes.
Yeah.
That's all these movies are about.
Yeah. Look,
And what if you could, you know? What would you shoot if you could?
Yeah.
If you could shoot a laser out of your eyes, what would you do? I know it's not a laser. It's a concussive force beam.
I think it's a laser.
It goes back and forth in these movies.
Also, the thing about that scene is...
Literally.
What she's...
He does a trick shot. He does one trick shot in this movie.
And he's got a big cannon in the X-plane.
He
I
does.
enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That was the kind of thing where they've got the big cannon under the X-plane and
Yeah.
they use it once. I'm like, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because you clearly you've used it before. You've done this.
Uh-huh, yeah.
But anyway, they do this space mission. She's like, oh, the women are saving all the men all the time. That's not what happened. It was mostly Nightcrawler. Like, you all did a little bit of a contribution, but it was mostly Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there is an argument to be like, why is it just the X-Men? There's definitely an argument for that, but what she was saying didn't line up with the series.
Oh, I see, yeah,
Like,
right.
they got there, like, Storm froze the thing,
Yeah.
Cyclops shot the booster
It's interesting
jet.
she can make things colder
Yeah.
than space.
Yes, well, that's a good point as well, yeah. Well, they're in the atmosphere, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're
that's
20
probably-
feet.
yeah, that's probably true.
But, like, Quicksilver's running in and,
Yep.
like, they're all working together.
It's a team effort.
It should be called X-Team.
Should be called X-Team. Or the Team Men.
Extreme Team.
I think they should call it the Extreme Team Men.
Okay, I'll play that. Yeah, so that
Brackets and women.
was... Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
They cut out, I don't know what to do.
They really did, didn't they? For sport. Look, that's...
David
that-
messaged me. You
that's
know David? Is it some of the Disney
David
streamings?
DeCandia.
Yeah.
I know David.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, look...
Couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe him.
That's a spoiler, but I feel in the interest of public service,
Yeah.
we're blowing the whistle on this.
I thought I went to the bathroom.
No.
When they did
I mean,
it.
you definitely did go to the bathroom.
I was
It's
there
true.
for 20
but at no
minutes.
point does Professor X say, I don't know what to do. He never says it.
Do you think people...
But just that they keep in, she'll kill us all. I think that's that. I think that was still in.
kill us all? I missed that, though.
All right, yeah.
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 I actually like the space rescue.
I think
It
that's
showed like a good team dynamic.
I think the first act is the best act, and I think it all falls to pieces after that.
See, I didn't mind. It ends on a train.
Yes?
Well, there's a bit after the train.
Uh-huh.
It's about having too much power.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
They hulked it.
If
They
you haven't-
angrily
yeah,
hulked. They
if you-
angrily hulked it.
If you haven't seen it, you've seen it.
Yeah.
But I thought the train sequence, the battle was quite interesting in parts.
Look, we'll talk about that in
we'll get
spoilers.
there.
I think
Yeah,
I have some
yeah.
issues with that,
Yeah.
but I think the first part is strong, and I enjoyed the idea that the X-Men are now. They're part of the bloody furniture.
Yeah, mate.
People know them. People like them.
They remember when one of them was going to shoot the president on television,
They're-
but didn't.
Yes.
I remember.
Oh, that's right. No, it was a different blue lady with red hair. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Yeah, that was my sister, Blaven.
I thought you were going to go with a Mystique, like a different version of Mystique. Do they call her Mystique in this?
I don't think
if
so,
they do.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
Well, why would they? They're always in their civvies.
Yeah, I guess
Why would
they
they
are.
use any code names?
But you said it started strong.
I think it started strong, and then I think it fell into this weird. It fell into the old X-Men tropes and the old superhero movie format, which is just again people making weird declarative statements, and then leaving, and nobody has a conversation,
misunderstandings,
and nobody has any fun either.
Yeah.
It's not a fun movie. There's no
No.
joy to this. I don't think.
No,
this-
and
this
not
movie.
everything has to be fun or joyful, but there's
No.
really it's a bit of a drag,
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I think you can,
and not in a depressing way.
No.
it's just kind of like
Yeah,
it's going to meanders along.
I think you can. I think Endgame probably proves that you can cover big topics and everything's grim,
Yeah.
but there's also time for moments of levity, and
Well,
you can.
if
enjoy.
you look at like the Dark Knight trilogy does it as well. There's some very serious stuff in those movies.
That's absolutely right.
I mean, they don't put any themes in them because don't put themes in my movies,
That's
obviously.
exactly right. That's a movie about a man with bat-shaped boomerangs. What would you throw them at? Who would you throw them at?
Criminals.
Yeah,
Criminals
nice.
and probably my mates.
Probably your mates. You'd probably throw them around some brickwork, maybe, if you wanted a quick escape.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
Yeah.
If you had a car that could drive on anything.
Yep.
You could drive across rooftops.
I would
What
only
rooftops
do that.
would you drive
Just
on?
all of my mates.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. So your mates would get a text and they'd be like, hey, guess where I am? And they'd be like, I don't know. And you'd be like, on your roof.
Doing a doughy.
Doing a doughy on your roof. And then you get a text, you're collapsing the foundations of my house. And you'd be like, I don't care.
We're mates.
Yeah.
We went to school together. What did you think of the villain, Margaret?
Oh, Margaret the villain.
That's her name.
Is it?
Well, Vuck. They say it once. Or maybe
Right.
they said it again. I was in the toilet. Yeah, because she comes back from the party and his husband's like, Margaret. And then
I see.
And she's got concave chest powers.
These
Gives you a concave chest.
villains are not compelling. No. They're not interesting. They're dull. It's just men and women in chinos.
Yeah, doing kung fu.
Doing kung fu.
On
Who
wires.
cares?
Yeah, I agree.
Who cares?
But I think
they're all the same.
There's a moment where a bunch of them get killed.
Yeah.
And because they're aliens and they're shapeshifters, they're
Is that a
basically
spoiler?
the script. Who cares? Yes, they're the bad guys. They get killed.
Well, wasn't there a lot of rumors that, and I think maybe we
the Shi'ar?
yeah,
or
or maybe they
Skrulls?
were the Skrulls. I think
No,
maybe
they're the Dabari or something.
I think there was some rumors many moons ago when this movie was being built that there was going to be Marvel Skrulls and there were going to be Fox Skrulls because there was some copyright issue. I guess that's since been solved and they can't be the Skrulls anymore.
I think
so there's
they
some
changed it.
Yeah.
Or maybe they changed it.
And I think this was meant to be deliberately on the fences. Are they a new alien race or are they
Well, apparently
the
they're from the
Shi'ar?
comics.
Yeah, right.
I've done an Easter egg video, Mason.
Cool.
Just kidding. I didn't bother. but here's
anyway.
an Easter egg for you. I think Professor X is wearing the same tan brown jacket that he wears in Logan.
Incredible.
I suspect. I
Wow.
didn't look into it.
Wow.
So if someone else is going to do an Easter egg video, give me some credit, please.
Nice, very nice. Anyway, these villains are dull. They're generic.
Yep.
None of them stand out to me at all.
Yeah, not good.
Who cares? These.
Jessica Chastain. Vuck was her name.
Well, yeah. Look, Jessica.
I wrote it down on my phone
Yeah.
when it happened. You shouldn't open your phone in the movies, but I'm like, I'm going to forget that.
Yeah.
So-
Look, Jessica Chastain is the only one that stands out just because she's a weird
She says
albino
more
and she's
things.
got white hair.
And she says more
And she
things.
says more things. But the rest of them,
Yeah.
who cares, honestly?
After they come back from space and Jean gets the Phoenix Force trilogy, I guess quadrilogy if you count the first movie where she got it.
Absolutely.
But they're at a party in the woods. Is that a high school party?
And they're in their late 20s to 30s.
Yeah, is that
I don't-
what's happening
I
there?
don't know, but Dazzler's there.
Dazzler's there.
Is that a spoiler? It's a spoiler.
It's in my Easter egg video.
Okay, cool. I don't care. Look, you know what? I'm going to say worst movie ever.
Yeah,
It's
look-
definitely not.
I don't think it's that bad.
No,
but-
agreed.
But I can't give it best.
No, and I think it
I think there's some competently made stuff in this.
I think this is the very epitome of a movie where they went, look, we'll round this out and it'll probably make more money than it costs.
Nah.
No, I mean, it obviously it's
Yeah, I
not
know,
going to.
yeah.
But I think they were like, let's squeeze out one more.
Yeah.
And they didn't. It's weird because I'm sure that everybody who makes a movie like this, they're like, okay, we're gonna make the costuming and the sets and the effects or whatever. Like, I'm sure everybody's doing their best. But if the people behind it don't seem to really care,
Yeah.
you're gonna get a movie that's kind of average.
Yeah.
And that is this is such an average way to round out these movies.
Yeah, I know,
And you don't have to see this.
And with a whimper, I say.
Yeah, this movie, I wouldn't recommend it. There's nothing in this movie where I'd go, oh man, this movie isn't good, but you got to see it because there's a scene where this happens or there's this piece of action.
I would say YouTube when it's out.
Yeah.
The space thing.
Yeah.
And then YouTube the
train
bit,
thing.
And then everything else you
if
can
you can
miss.
find yourself a space thing, train thing,
Yeah.
supercut,
Yeah.
get that. But that's it.
There's a fight in the street
yeah.
in the middle.
Which is largely concerned with crossing a road.
And they bring in... yes, that's true.
That's pretty much what it is. They're
Yeah.
crossing a kind of busy
It's
road.
Frogger.
It is Frogger.
Except one guy's got dreadlocks
Ah.
he can punch you with.
It's a real Frognito situation. That's also it. This is the last Fox X-Men movie, and you'd think
Mutants, maybe.
yeah, but you'd think they'd go, okay, we have a roster of hundreds of mutants from the X-Men movies. We could insert anybody.
Yep.
Like, I don't know what the rights cost. Maybe that's the issue.
I don't think so, because they have them.
Yeah. So they could go, we could introduce any kind of colorful characters, any amazing powers. We could do almost anything we want. And they went, let's have somebody who has some telepathic powers, and let's introduce a guy who's got really strong dreadlocks.
What about Magneto? But we'll just put him in his grey helmet and a grey suit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This is a real wet fart of a finale, I feel.
Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't feel like a finale either.
No.
Okay, because in the post-credits... it's not a post-credit. There isn't
one. There isn't a post-credits.
I didn't stay, but there wasn't one.
No.
I read on my phone. But there's a bit where, like, the Jean Grey's like, I've merged...
Oh, we're in spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, we're in spoilers.
I found this the worst movie ever. It isn't objectively the worst movie ever, but it's such a...
I would say it's just, like, in the middle.
It's 100% not worth saying this.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
But I don't think... Again, I don't think it's all bad. But
yeah.
After she obliterates herself in space, no, she gives... Jessica Chastain wants all the power, but it's too much power. And then she
Why don't
can't
you have all the power? I want all the power. Why don't you have all the power?
This is
hey, I'm
too
going to
much
take all your power. Exactly.
But it's too much
also,
power.
in this movie, all she wants to do is steal Jean Grey's powers.
Yeah.
She could have done that heaps of times.
Heaps of times. And I guess Jean Grey has to willingly give it over, but also she's like, we've been following this Phoenix Force through space. And why didn't you just grab it then? But it's obliterated everything.
No, their ship was slightly behind the other ship.
Oh, okay.
So they couldn't have just driven through it.
Yeah.
With presumably their light speed engines.
Yes.
They could just done a whip around.
Through it. But even it was weird because they were like, it's so weird how she was like, it'll destroy anything it touches except you.
And me, apparently.
What if I absorb it?
Yeah, I guess
you're
I'm fine.
going to have too much power. Don't do it.
Why is she different from the other generic people? It's never made clear.
Because her name's Margaret.
Good point.
Yeah.
She's you know what it is? It's her power. It's her incredible inbuilt power of a woman who would demand to see a manager.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
That's what she's got, basically.
So Jean goes bad because of the Phoenix Force.
Yeah.
But she's not really bad. And the element that Professor X tinkered with her mind, it wasn't very ambiguous. Because the reason he does it in the comics is because he blocks off the Phoenix Force so she doesn't kill everybody. And it's like, well, or he thinks she's going to kill everyone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's also from space or whatever. I can't remember.
Uh-huh.
But here it's just like, no, he did it so...
She wouldn't be traumatized.
She wouldn't be by her dad. And look, it probably wasn't the right thing to do, but it wasn't a monstrous act.
No.
So it wasn't... I didn't feel there was that much ambiguity in what he did. There was kind of like hints that he did a really bad thing. And I'm like, oh, no, I could see why he did that. Like, he shouldn't have, but...
Yeah.
You know.
You know what it feels like? What he should have done is he should have... It feels like a thing that he should have fixed many years ago.
Like told her, yeah.
Yeah, he should have been like... But you know what he did? He put it in the too hard basket.
Yeah, he did.
He did it years ago, and he's like, you know what? Later I'm going to tell her that there was some trauma, and then I'm going to prepare her for it, and then I'm going to take the mental blocks away, and it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
But then he was like, that seems like a lot of work.
And she's 28 now, so...
Yeah, so she's at a children's party.
Yeah.
Dazzler was there.
I love how Nicholas Hoult and he's got what's his powers now? Beast?
He turns blue.
Did I go to the toilet and miss where they explained why he's not Beast sometimes?
No, he can just do it at will now.
That's not Beast at all.
Well, I know. But I look, again, we did a video.
Like the point of Beast
if you recall,
is...
we did a video a while back where we conceded a lot of things about the X-Men universe. And I think what I'm conceding here is like, let's just say that in the future, the serum just wears off and he's just Beast all the time. That's fine, I guess.
Isn't the idea of Beast, though, he's a monster, but he's got the brain.
Yeah, he's genteel. Yeah. He's genteel, but he looks like a monster.
But he looks like a monster.
Exactly. Also, were Mystique and Beast in love in the last one?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good. Because otherwise, that's out of nowhere.
Does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter to me at all. What are we talking? Oh yeah, so here's an issue that I wanted to bring up.
Okay,
is that the train scene?
Yeah.
In the train scene, Magneto's fighting a whole bunch of dudes.
Yeah, it's cool.
And then he crushes them all with the train carriage.
That's great. I love
Then Margaret comes at him. And what he chooses to do is pick up a bunch of machine guns and shoot them ineffectually at her, when he could just crush her with the train carriage.
Again.
And
just not crush her with the bit that he's standing in.
Yeah.
And then he floats off.
And there's no...
So he can fly.
And that's the thing, there's no...
Yeah, is she different than the others?
Exactly. I mean, at least do the thing where he tries to crush her and she goes, well, actually, I'm more powerful, so I can't be crushed. And then he'd be like, oh no, I better use the machine guns. But he doesn't. Just add that. I don't know how much it would have cost,
Yeah.
but I feel it'd be worth it to make it look like Magneto isn't a dumbass.
Yeah, fair enough. Because I quite like that the action on the train was good. Do you notice there's more mist around Nightcrawler now? Like, he leaves quite a lot of residue.
So much, yeah.
Like, too much.
A lot of residue,
I thought because
yeah.
it was in space at the start, it was because it was in zero gravity.
Yeah, right, uh-huh.
But then on Earth, it's
It
quite a
leaves
lot
tons
as well.
of it, yeah.
It's too much.
Too much bamf.
Way too much bam.
Yeah, I mean, some of the action but again, it's action. It's the X-Men who have, optic blasts and weather control and
Yeah, they don't do much with Storm, do they?
and whatever.
They never really have.
No,
though.
that's true. And whipping dreadlocks and whatever. Versus generic guys who just come at you.
Yeah.
Just to see a generic guys.
I guess the good thing about them being generic guys and not CGI aliens is
Yeah.
you really saw like a bunch of them get murdered.
That's true.
And
yeah.
I kind of enjoyed that it wasn't just. And then Marvel are guilty of this, of just whatever aliens that you just tear through. Like, these
Yeah.
look like people that you're murdering.
Yeah, but at the same time, I could never tell how many there were. At one point, I'm like, oh, there's 6 of them. And then there's like 20, and then 30. Like, how many?
There was a lot of them at points.
Yeah, I know, but it was never clear how many there were.
Did
I
you
didn't
like when
it.
Professor X walked up the stairs?
Oh my goodness. That's a scene you have to put really dramatic music behind.
Because otherwise it looks goofy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
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 That's going to be, look, I'm putting it out there. When the supercut comes out of all the great scenes in this movie on YouTube, there's going to be so many of just whatever music bed you
The
want
Charleston.
behind. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tub thumping.
Yeah. I didn't think it was particularly interesting that Jean just went, but I'm not evil.
Right? Exactly.
And it was the Phoenix Force, but I've got it now.
Yeah.
I've figured it out.
Yeah.
Like, and that's.
But
You're stronger than you think you are, Jean.
Oh my
Think of
God.
your family,
Well,
Jean.
I hate this. What I like about the Marvel Studios movies is at least there's dramatic stuff happening, but people can still be like, get a load of this. Isn't this fun?
Yeah.
I like a bit of a nod and a wink. And these are so straight laced to the point where nobody does anything that makes any sense. It's like, oh my God, I've got this power inside me. I don't know what to do. And then somebody will be like, well, how about I come at you quite quickly? I know I'm dead now. You know?
Yeah, that's understandable.
I don't know what to do with this power, so I'm gonna leave. Well, how about I try and stop you?
So did Beast? I went to the toilet.
Yes, we know.
Did Beast go to leave?
We
and-
get it.
and
You've got
Professor
a
X is-
functioning bladder, all right?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Beast goes to leave, and Professor X is like, "I'm gonna stop you." Is that what happens? And then he steals the plane.
Oh, I mean,
The X-Jet?
No, he just. I don't think there's even a confrontation.
He's like, "It
I
was
think
you," because I know.
Oh
that-
no, there is a scene. There's a scene. Did you see the scene when in the
that's not
kitchen?
the start of it.
He's like, "Well, this is the scene where
It's your
I
fault,
met
Charles.
a Raven this
Yeah.
time," and he's like, "Well, I don't." Yeah, and Beast's in human form smashes his bottle of whiskey or whatever it is, and he's like, "Oh, you're a son of a bitch" or whatever.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, and then he just gets in the X-Jet and he leaves.
Yeah, and he goes to see Magnetron.
Yeah, goes to see Magnetron exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Michael Fassbender's really good as Magneto.
Yep.
That's all I have to say.
Well, it's a shame he won't be back.
No, he really won't. He could continue to be Magneto. We would not. Well, actually, you know what? I like all of the cast. I
Yeah.
don't think there's anybody where I'm like, that person sucks. I think
No.
that that character is underdeveloped and written weirdly.
Yeah.
Also, they Professor X'd Quicksilver
They sure did.
didn't Professor X Professor X. So
That's a
points
turn
for
up for
that.
the books,
But I
yeah.
guess him being Professor X was that his mind wasn't strong enough to beat Jean's mind.
Yeah.
So in a way, he was Professor
That's
X.
true. Would you watch Magneto Nazi Hunter?
Yes!
X-Men Origins Magneto Nazi
They were going to
Hunter.
make that movie.
Yeah,
It's
right?
in my video. They were going to do it. They worked it all into First Class. But
Yeah, right,
yes,
uh-huh.
I would have watched.
The Continuing Adventures of Magneto Nazi Hunter.
Yes,
I've watched that.
but he's 62
Right.
and it's 1993 or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I guess I can understand why they got rid of Quicksilver because he can fix everything immediately.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's because they
He
ran.
just took a tumble.
Yeah, I think they also ran out of creative ways.
Yeah,
I think the idea was, well, she's such power that she can stop this guy, or whatever. It was the Justice League.
It was exactly that.
Superman can still.
He couldn't
be
believe
faster
that
than the
she
Flash.
could see him.
Yeah, exactly. But then she's not super fast at any other point, is she?
No, but she's got the Phoenix Force.
Yeah.
She's got too much power.
That's too much power. We should just take the power. Oh,
I
it's too
thought
much
it was
power.
odd that they named the school after Jean Grey when Jean Grey killed Mystique. I mean, it wasn't really her, but
Yeah.
it was. Why would you call it the Raven School for bully people?
Yeah. Well, you couldn't call it the school named after a woman who killed Mystique. That's too many letters.
And tried
they
to
charge
shoot-
by the letter, these
Yeah,
sign
that's
writers.
true. And tried to shoot the president on television.
Yeah. Hang on, what were we talking about a second ago? Oh, Quicksilver. I think they'd run out of things for Quicksilver
you're
to
right.
do.
You're probably
I think
right.
they were like, we peaked.
Well, they did in the last one.
Yeah, I think they peaked at the first thing
That's
he did.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so-
But even in that movie, they're like, we don't need your help, Quicksilver. You stay here. Like, if you could have taken him, he could have snatched that gun out of
Yeah,
Mystique's
you could have
hand.
solved everything, but
Yeah.
nah, just leave, I reckon.
Yeah, but I thought it was odd that they called it. I think it becomes the Jean Grey School in the comics, maybe. Is that right? At some point, the school becomes.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know
Probably.
that for a fact. It's in my
Uh-huh.
Easter egg video, but
Yeah.
I love the bit at the end where Jean explodes in space because there's too much power, and she's like, and then there's a voiceover where she's like, I've evolved beyond my physical form, and I'm traversing the universe and time and space to see what's going on.
Yep.
And then at the end of the movie, you just look up and there's just a firebird just circling the Earth.
You know, the known universe,
Yeah.
the atmosphere.
20 feet from the atmosphere.
When I was a kid, I'm pretty sure, and this would have been either primary school or very early in high school, I think I was in an English class and they were talking about writing, and they said, okay, here's how you structure a story.
Yep.
Now, it was about first person narration, I think, and they were like, please don't have a story and then at the end go, oh, by the way, I died and I'm narrating this from heaven. Like that's so it doesn't make any sense and
Yep.
it's so stupid. And then they've just done it in a movie.
That's true. I mean, I guess they didn't do it for the whole movie.
Also, where'd that narration come from?
Good question.
Isn't it though? Do you think they were like, it's too much? This is too much of a downer.
I guess she wasn't dead though.
Yeah, right. I think they were like, this
She's
is too much.
traversed time and space.
This is too much of a downer. Give us a voiceover
Yeah.
where whatever.
It was
you know?
good that they got to play chess in France or wherever they were.
Yeah, that's
It was like the end of The Dark Knight Rises, where Alfred got to have a cocktail with Batman or whatever.
That's right. Well, they should have both raised their glasses to the Phoenix Force in the air. Like, very good.
There we are.
Oh,
Yeah.
you do you, girl.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else here. Beast has a taser.
He does too. But that's probably the best because he fires his taser first, and then
Storm shoots lightning.
I know, right?
Why do you have a taser?
Maybe it's got a tranquilizer in it.
It doesn't.
Maybe
It's a taser.
Maybe it's a Josh Trank branded Trank gun. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Did he leave
But
one on
also,
set?
that bit is probably again that's this movie is that they needed Mystique to be dead.
Yeah.
And so they went. The Beast is about to trank her.
Yeah.
And Professor X is like, nah, don't. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
Oh, Mystique's dead now.
Great.
Try one more time.
Yeah.
Shoot one more dart.
Shit, it's
Where's the
fine.
harm?
She's not going to do anything. Yeah.
It's not a real gun. We established it's not a real gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Good lord.
Got some reviews here. They're not all bad.
Okay.
Alejandro says, I just got a Dark Phoenix and really loved it. A solid adaptation of the storyline with excellent performances all around. The action pieces were fun and felt original. The main Jean Grey storyline was fabulous and emotional. Best movie ever.
Ooh.
Chris says, of course they wouldn't let Jean actually be bad the whole time because that would make an interesting movie. Worst movie ever, particularly Cyclops. Train fight was actually pretty good, minus the most generic bad guys ever committed to film.
Agreed.
Max said, after seeing Dark Phoenix last night, I think the question of whether Simon Kingbird has been a bullet dodger throughout the franchise has been well and truly answered, and hope this is a bullet to the head for his career. Brutal. I still think he could make... I still think there's enough in here for me to go, he could be a very good director. But maybe he just hasn't had the opportunity.
Well,
yet.
exactly. I mean, this is a dying franchise, and I think they're probably like, just finish it out.
And he's inherited all these characters.
Yeah, right.
And
Exactly.
the story, some of which he wrote, I guess.
Yeah,
because he
for
also
sure.
wrote Last Stand.
Yeah.
Joe says, just got out of X-Men, Dark Phoenix. I expected the worst, but my daughter really, really wanted to go, and seeing comic movies together is our thing, so I took her and was pleasantly surprised. Best movie ever. So yeah, I think critics hate this, but fans...
Of which we are.
Yes, but fans are...
Mixed.
Are mixed.
That's a bad sign. Overall, that's negative, I think.
Yeah, I don't... Because it's got like 20% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And I know that's not how Rotten Tomatoes works, and doesn't
Yeah.
mean that it's a 20% movie.
Exactly.
But I don't think that's reflective of... I think there is good stuff in this movie.
Yeah, but I think that's probably also like people going, well, it looks like the worst one, so let's say it's the worst one.
Yeah.
And it's not good. It's far from the best one.
Yeah. But that means 20% of people just went, it's okay.
Yeah.
And everyone else went, it's
Yeah.
to very
Exactly.
poor.
It's
Yeah.
definitely it's no worse than Apocalypse.
I think it's...
We should have
I
tapped
think it's
out
probably-
on Apocalypse. We should have tapped out before Apocalypse.
I think it's probably better than Apocalypse.
It's better than
yeah.
Apocalypse, I think, yeah. Exactly. It's not just a finale of like a hailstorm of just metal bits. flying around the
Thank
world. Do you remember
goodness.
that?
That's really true.
Also, Magneto's gotten away with it again, scot-free. If you recall the last one,
Yes, he
he
killed-
probably killed millions of
He
people.
tore apart cities around the world
Yeah.
because he was a big magnet for
Exactly.
apocalypse.
And now they just let him live on an island by himself.
Yeah.
Weird. Is that Genosha? Is that what that's
believe
supposed to be?
so.
Okay.
Isn't Genosha like a whole country, not just like a...
In the comic books, look, I'm way out of date, but in the comic books, it was like a nation, and then it got blown
exploded,
up. Yeah, so
Great.
don't know what it is now.
It's exploded. I
Yeah,
guess.
nice.
Yeah, but it's, anyway, thank you, X-Men films. It's been 19 years.
We salute you.
Some of them have been good.
Yep. Overall experiment, I think successful.
Probably about 50-50.
Yeah.
Let's quickly do this. First one, I guess, good.
Yep.
Compared for the time.
I think so. I think it probably
Second
still
one,
holds
good.
up.
Yeah.
It's of its time, but it holds up.
Yeah.
Second one's great.
Third one, I think, is okay.
We did a video on
did
it
a video
quite
on it. I
recently.
like
Came
that
out
video.
quite well.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Next one was Wolverine.
The
It's
worst
terrible.
one. I've only seen it once.
We got to do that commentary.
Yeah. We did.
Next was...
Here's the thing. Here's a little fact. This will go in the commentary as well. But when X-Men Origins Wolverine leaked, if everybody recall.
Yeah.
And I maybe you gave me a copy. I didn't download it because I was afraid.
No, I didn't.
Somebody
didn't
gave
download
me
it.
a copy, and I remember watching it. And there's the opening sequence where they run through all the different wars.
Yeah.
Wolverine and Sabretooth. And I remember and the effects weren't quite finished, but I remember thinking, this is really good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil this by watching an incomplete version.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out there and watch this at the movies when it comes out. Biggest
It's the
mistake I've ever
only
made.
good bit of that movie.
It's the only good bit of the movie. Yeah. Anyway, that movie's garbage.
Yeah, it is. First Class, good.
Good. Yeah.
The Wolverine next, I want to say.
I like the Wolverine. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't.
I think it's good. I think it falls apart where there's an old man in a samurai
Silver
suit.
Samurai,
Yeah.
Robot Silver Samurai.
Next one is Days of Future Past.
But wouldn't you have? I would have preferred a giant robot Silver Samurai in Dark Phoenix at the end,
Yeah.
as opposed to some dudes in chinos. You know?
Yeah, but that doesn't really make sense, does it?
Of course it doesn't.
But what does?
No, exactly. But what if they just brought him back?
Sure.
You know?
He survived.
Yeah.
Or he's from the future. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Whatever
absolutely,
timeline
yeah.
he's in.
And there's a train.
And
so-
there's a train, yeah. So then it's Days of Future Past, which I think is good.
Pretty solid, yeah.
Then it's Logan. No, then it's then it's Apocalypse, which is bad.
Yeah.
And then it's Logan, which was good. And then so that's 50-50, I think.
Yeah, it's 50-50, yeah.
Great. All right, Mason, it's time for the next segment of the show.
What we reading? What we gonna read?
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today?
Your recommendation. I read first volume of Immortal Hulk. I got a paper copy.
Oh.
I went to the Knox shopping centre
like a paper boy.
to get it because it's the only physical copy I could find in Melbourne. I met 2 listeners within 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, Rowan and a different guy.
Rowan Atkinson.
Rowan Atkinson listens
What
to the
was
show.
he doing there?
Well, he's promoting Johnny English, obviously.
The third one.
Yeah, the third one. He's
good,
still on the
excellent.
campaign trail. Good on him, I say.
What,
He gets residuals. I don't know.
what did you think?
I really like it. It's
Yeah.
an interesting take. I guess it's kind of a throwback to the very original
Yeah.
Hulk. The Hulk that comes out at night kind of thing, but with like a horror-y twist to it.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to...
And it's horrific because he cannot be killed.
Yeah.
Bruce Banner, it would seem. Because
Yeah.
he was shot by Hawkeye
in the brain.
in the brain.
Yeah.
But he's back
Yeah.
because of the Hulk. Oh, good. Yeah,
That's
I
really
gotta
good.
keep reading that.
Yeah.
Well, I actually saw a play.
Immortal Hulk, the play.
That's right.
Oh, yes. Was it Harry Potter?
It was Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Shout out to Julian, who I saw, who was there. I met in the foyer.
Very good.
And he was very nice.
Cool.
But it's good. I mean,
Yeah.
especially like stage production wise, there's not really anything I've seen like it. Like the magic and the sleight of hand and
That's what I hear.
the trickery.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I like the story. A lot of people are kind of lukewarm on it.
They asked you what your card was. They picked your card.
They knew the whole time.
You were just out in the alley being tricked by a con man. That's what was happening there. He was like, I'm Harry Potter. Where's the lady?
Put down a 20.
Where's the pebble under the shell? Oh, you got it, big man. You got it. Would you care to wager on it again? Ooh, no. That'll be $600, please. That's the cost of this ticket.
It was like, it's good. It's very expensive, but I put it on the company because, I can't.
Oh, hello,
I can do
what?
that, yeah. And we had pretty good seats, but it's good. But there's some stage acting in it because it's stage where someone will just be like, "What do you mean it's you? This is my family too." And when there's someone like actually screaming,
Is that someone Michael Gamboning it?
yeah, a little bit. And there's a few people who do it
That's
at different
perfectly in
points.
time with
And I'm like, yeah, no, that's bad.
How did you put it there when you called it a fire?
Yeah. And there's a bit at the end when the villain's revealed, and I won't spoil it here, but it's like, it is I who was the cursed child, and the Dark Lord will rise, and it'll be one more victory for the ends of the universe. And I'm like, okay, settle down, everyone. Let's just
settle down. See, thank you. I'm glad you've adopted my desire for people to just settle down a bit. Just settle down. Other stuff. There's new episodes of Happy.
Yeah, which got cancelled.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm okay with 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Also cancelled AP Bio, which I hadn't really.
I
watched.
wasn't
Yeah,
really
no,
super
I'm
into
okay
it.
with that. But that's
Yeah.
2 Patton Oswalt series
Yes,
cancelled.
yeah,
He's a bloody albatross. This guy, this very talented, nice comedian.
That's true.
There's also new episodes of Black Mirror, which we haven't.
I
got
have
to.
watched those.
What do you think?
I'll be talking about more this week. I think there are some good.
Okay, cool.
What do you think?
Some I haven't watched them yet.
Okay, yeah.
But it's good to know that some are good.
Talk about it next week.
Also, The Chef Show is
Oh
on
yeah,
Netflix.
I bet a lot of people sent that to you. I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah, for
Because
sure.
all you want is a Happy Hogan movie where he goes across America.
It's one step closer to my Happy's Hoagies dream.
Yeah.
It's just Happy Hogan's like, well, I'm finally free of the noose that is the Stark Industries Corporation. Could I just do what I want to do? You know?
So out of 10, you give it?
I like it. Yeah.
Wow, that's a ringing endorsement.
I like Jon Favreau. He's great.
Me too.
He's very charismatic.
We also watched the Men in Black animated series, didn't we?
That's true, we did.
Because there's a Caravan of Garbage up on.
YouTube.
Yeah, it'll be on Tuesday.
Men in Black
I
animated.
think it's out this week. I'm fairly confident it is.
Nice.
Yeah. So next week will be Men in Black and maybe Black Mirror. 2 black things.
Ooh.
Nod your head, Mason.
Okay, you know I'm going to do it.
Lexus coming.
All right, should we do letters?
Let's do the letters.
All right. Wait, have you been watching anything else?
Nah, I think
Reading
I
anything
got
else?
some comics here. Criminals. Another episode. Criminals.
Is there a new one?
There's a new one.
Oh.
Deceased. Going on with that.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Old Man Quill.
We should read more comics. Specifically, I should read more comics.
I try to include a comic every week now.
Okay, that's a
But
good
then you
idea.
did a comic, so I didn't.
No, I
But then I
understand.
just
All
named
right.
some then.
I'm going to try to get more paper copies. It feels good.
Okay.
It feels good to get
It's good, aren't they?
Yeah.
What's
Siobhan, did we mention this? Siobhan
Yeah.
from Serious Issues. Did we mention that?
maybe?
send us-
Did we mention on the show?
I don't know if we did. Send us some Action Comics 1000 and
Via King's Comics.
by kingscomics.com. And
Nicholas
and
Scott did
and a
the-
Detective Comics
Did
1000.
their covers.
Yeah.
Who's very nice on
I don't
Twitter.
know if we mentioned that. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
And thank you, Siobhan, and thank you, Nicholas Scott.
And you took Batman.
I took Detective Comics 1000.
I still haven't read that yet.
Real good.
Yeah.
All right, should we letters?
Yeah, let's do letters.
The classic one was letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away. I know they're here right now. We're gonna do letters.
We got to burn through this because you got to go to work.
I
don't
do.
you?
Let's burn right through it.
If you want to reach us, hashtag weeklyplanetpod on Twitter or weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com. This is a tweet from Tim Saxby. He says, with films like Halloween and Terminator revisiting their stories 30 years later, do you think we can expect the same in 30 years? For example, continuation of the Dark Knight trilogy. And he's got a picture of John Blake or Robin.
I
30 years
think so.
Mm.
Yeah, look, that trend seems to be firmly entrenched now. And I think also now because a lot of established stars, because everybody's got an Instagram presence and a Twitter presence and blah, blah, blah. And nobody ever really goes away.
Yeah.
And everybody's always thinking about it. And every franchise has a potential future.
Definitely,
like everything,
yeah.
nothing is ever like, well, here's one and done.
Yeah. And even if someone dies, you can be like, well, that one didn't count.
Exactly,
Let's
which
do
is what
that
they're
now.
doing now for a lot
Yeah.
of stuff. So yeah, I think so. And again, we've also reached that era of like people who enjoyed them as kids, whatever franchise it is,
Yeah.
becomes moves to a position of power where they can make something, and nobody's making anything original. So
Yeah. People just want to see stuff that.
So in a way, it's kind of fun and cool.
I wonder what it will be. I think it'll be a lot of returning Marvel stars. We'll probably
Yeah.
get that in like 30 years. Yeah.
Also, I want Tron 3 in 30 years.
Forget it, Mason.
It's never gonna happen.
You know what? There's going to be someone dumb enough at Disney by
Yeah.
then who's as dumb as you who will make it.
Maybe it'll be me.
It might be you.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Finally, Bob Iger, your dad, will give you the top spot. You don't deserve it, but it's family.
That's how it works. That's Hollywood, baby.
What do you got?
Okay, this is from Daniel McMeans. Hey, James and Meso, speaking of no original ideas.
Hello.
With the slew of successful miniseries currently, Chernobyl, Good Omens, Catch-22, and the future MCU shows,
I've seen all of those shows in their entirety.
including the future MCU shows?
No.
Did you get a sneak
that
peek?
much. Shut up,
Okay.
all right?
Do you think that more stories should be written as miniseries rather than be made into shows?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the British model, and I think
Yeah.
that works really well.
You look at Fleabag.
Yeah.
The only exception is The Bill, which went for 100 years.
Yeah.
But everything else.
But I think, all of these are, well, Chernobyl's not. Chernobyl's original, but it's based on a real thing.
A real what?
A disaster.
Don't think so. But anyway, sorry, go on.
Yeah. That Britain is really good. The UK is really good at, I've got a great idea.
Yeah.
It's not going to sustain 1 million years worth of shows. Let's just do 6 and done.
And then let America make 20 seasons of
well, exactly. That's right. Yeah. And they don't have to pad anything out.
Yep.
They don't have to go, okay, well, this is good, but what should we save for season 2?
Yeah.
Or 3 to 5 or whatever.
They use all
the ideas and put it in there. And I think also that places like the BBC and Channel 4 and what have you, they have faith in their creators, I think, that it's like, we like what you're doing now, and maybe in a couple of years you'll have another great idea and we'll enjoy. But
like
the
budget doesn't increase. You don't get much more money at the BBC.
I guess that's probably true as well.
That's why Black Mirror left as well, because he's like, I kind of want to do some more things, but they didn't really.
Okay. Well, then what I've suggested is a bad idea. But
No. I think you're right. I think I like stuff that's because also when it's good and it's just that and it's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also there are examples where people then come back to it. So like The Office was only supposed to be 2 seasons and they finished it.
Yeah,
up.
right.
Like Fleabag was going to be 1, and then she went. Phoebe Waller-Bridge was like, I have an idea. And so she made a 2nd season and it's just as good.
Yeah.
So I think, sometimes they come back, but it's usually if they've only got a very good idea.
Yeah, I like the idea of a groundswell of support and people going, please, we'd love some more, as opposed to like, how can we stretch this out more?
But the Mighty Boosh season 3 wasn't very good.
Wasn't very good, that's true. But yeah, as opposed to like just like diminishing return. And I love the idea of like, hey, have you seen Spaced? It's so good, and all the episodes are great. As opposed to, hey, you remember Spaced? They did 2 seasons that were really good, and then it dragged out for 6 more years.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You'd say to people, hey, do you like this series? And people will be like, I watched a couple of episodes and I hated it. And you're like, well, that was season 8.
Yeah,
but the early ones are great.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's a better legacy. I don't know.
And they're normally good out the gate, a lot of the good BBC stuff. I mean, I know that the UK also makes a lot of crap, like everywhere. Mm-hmm. But
The Bill.
Hey, what did you say? You're lucky there's a table between us, mate.
No.
Holding me back.
Yep.
I cuff myself to the table every episode.
Good call.
Just in case I go bad.
Wow, it's a real werewolf by night situation. You're like, time to podcast, better click this in. Meso's going to say something inflammatory, so I'd better...
Any other letters, or are we gonna?
No, we should probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
just quickly, this is from Daniel. He says, "I've been listening to some old episodes, and I need to know: does Meso still boo the person that comes out and talks about the movie at press screenings?"
I booed him at Endgame. Let me tell you.
You did, and when you're not there, I boo for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Though I only do it with somebody. I won't do it if I'm by myself.
No, actually, that would be weird.
All right.
Also, just to be clear, I don't boo. I don't wait for them to arrive and they just go boo. Like it's during the applause.
Yeah, exactly.
If I feel the applause is unwarranted, I'm like,
and
they're like, please welcome this screening of Endgame brought to you by Dolby Atmos. I'm like, boo.
And you're not the loudest person in the room. Yeah.
No.
Okay, wrap it up, Mason.
Oh my goodness! Thanks everybody for listening to the show. I think this was a good one.
I don't believe you.
Oh come on. Well, what are you going to do? You're chained to the table.
One day I'll forget.
That's right. You'll just lurch forward and I'll be like, I'm not secure at all. Thanks, everybody, for listening and subscribing and telling a friend to give us a nice review. We bloody appreciate it. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's good.
It's real nice.
Yeah.
If you want to get a hold of us, you can go to Weekly Planet Pod at Gmail, at Facebook, at Twitter, at Bandcamp. You can go to planetbroadcasting.com, sign up to our newsletter from the great Rob Collings. He's at the Weekly Planet on Twitter. FYI, I'm Wikipedia Brown on Twitter. I'm also Nick Maso, Maseau on Instagram. And you're Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Instant Messenger.
Oh, very good. Do you reply to those?
Which platform?
Instant Messenger?
None of them. And do I have that?
No, I don't think you do.
Okay.
I think you've made that up.
Okay.
It's like you're one of those, it's like something you've made up for like a TV show where they can't just use a real
Facebook,
thing.
Yeah.
Facebook Messenger. Yeah. Get me on Instant Messenger. You're a cool teen. Get me up on Instant. Are you on Instant Messenger? Yes, I am.
Get me book chat.
Yes. If you'd like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. Chuck in a buck.
That's very helpful.
That new studio is... It's kicking
coming
right
along,
off. Yeah, Claire showed me all the new additions.
Next, we're looking at cameras.
Real sweet. That's going to be great.
Yeah.
Or you can go to the Amazon affiliate link in our episode description. If you also want to purchase Immortal Hulk, a paper copy, do that through Amazon or through our link. Or in fact, purchase anything. We get a little kickback.
That's
it's
right.
nice. We've got some t-shirts on tpublic.com.
That's right. Reviews on Google help if you don't want to spend any money. Spend some time writing a stellar review.
Thank you.
Don't you think so?
Thank you to The Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes.
I should read more reviews, right?
Of our podcast?
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Okay. I just think it would be nice to say like...
I'll read them out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
Why
okay.
is it crashing says that this Mr. Scumbag guys is cool and the guy who wants a big sandwich is funny. So there you go. There's a review. I should do that every week. Anything else?
That'll do it, I reckon.
All right, next week, Men in Black.
Oh, Men in Black International. Okay, cool.
Will it be good? I think it'll be fine.
I also think it'll be fine.
Great.
Yeah. Kumail Nanjiani's in a lot of stuff recently, isn't he?
Do you want to go to the screening on Wednesday night?
Of Men in Black International?
Yeah.
I might be working, but maybe. I didn't know this, but the new Dave Bautista...
Stuba.
It's called Stuba. Dave Bautista, Kumail Nanjiani, both of whom I like.
Stuba.
It's called Stuba. I did
like
not know
Stew
that.
and Uber.
Did it have a different name before that, and then it was renamed Stuba?
Nah, it was
It's
always
a terrible
called Stuba.
name.
And that's a remake from the 80s that was also called Stuba.
Stuba, right? Okay. Wow.
You haven't seen it?
No, it makes a lot of sense though. Now that I think
Kurt
about
Russell
it.
and Kerry Russell. It's a father-daughter team.
Incredible.
But he's an Uber driver.
Wow.
No, she's an Uber driver. I don't know. I haven't seen the original Stuba.
I would have called it Russell Family Taxi.
Sure, that makes sense.
Crazy Russell Family Taxi. It would have been based on the Crazy Taxi franchise.
Great stuff.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye. This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
I mean, if you want. It's up to you.